Welcome to the latest Motley Fool Scoreboard. I'm Anand Chokkavelu, and we've got longtime fools Karl Thiel and Keith Speights giving a 1 to 10 rating to a stock that's been on sale, been in the news. It's UnitedHealth, ticker symbol UNH. Rate the strength of UnitedHealth's business first, including factors like industry and competition. 10 is invincible. 1 is hopeless. Keith's at a 7. Karl, you're at an 8.
Yeah, nice uncontroversial company here. I want to hasten to say I'm really taking the big picture. United Healthcare at the moment is a disaster, but it may actually be an invincible company. It's the largest insurer in the country. It's woven into just about every aspect of our bizarre healthcare system. But I do want to acknowledge how much this company has been messing things up recently. They had the Change Healthcare ransomware breach back in 2024 that had cost them over $2.4 billion directly. They've been doing terrible Medicare Advantage management. There's a criminal probe that the company kept denying existed, and they finally acknowledged. And that last part is really a wild card because, we don't know how much of their past results might have been juiced by, potentially false diagnosis coding. So I'm focusing on the negative, but I just think this is a centrally important company that's not going anywhere and is quite cheap right now.
Yeah, even though our scores are a little different, Karl and I are really on the same page here. UnitedHealth does have greater than expected medical costs, but I'm not worried about them. Those can be addressed with premium hikes that'll take effect next year. I think it's too soon to fret too much over the DOJ investigation, and so I think this business actually is quite strong.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Keith's at a 7. Karl, you're at a 4.
Yeah, so obviously any discussion of management's a little fraught here. There was the well-publicized murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December. It's so United Healthcare is the wholly owned subsidiary of United Healthcare Group, which was helmed by Andrew Whitty. He stepped down in May for personal reasons, which, were anything but. Tim Knoll replaced Thompson. Stephen Helmsley replaced Andrew Whitty. Got a ridiculous pay package considering the state of the company. And, Helmsley he's coming back as CEO. He was CEO from 2006 to 2017. And those were great times for the company. But he was there as executive chairman after that, right up until he stepped into the CEO role. So while it's, too soon to say anything about his performance, I'm not really inclined to dole out the benefit of the doubt to the new team right now.
And I went with a 7, I guess, because I am giving Helmsley the benefit of the doubt. This might be the hardest management score I've ever had to give on Motley Fool Scoreboard, though, because Andrew Whitty really got the company into this mess, and now he's gone. Helmsley's back. He did a great job when he was CEO before, and so I am giving him the benefit of the doubt. But he is 73 years old, so who knows how long he'll stay on board.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Keith, you're at a 7.5. Karl, you're a 6.5.
Yeah, United Healthcare's problems are largely operational. They're having a lot of margin struggles right now. They've obviously had poor visibility into their Medicare Advantage business. It's not really a problem with the balance sheet. It's not pristine. They have a fair bit of debt, but it's okay. And generally speaking, the investments that they've made that have leveraged the balance sheet have been pretty decent. They've paid off a lot of stuff on the Optum side of the business.
I agree with Karl. I have a slightly higher score, mainly because I see some of these issues as temporary and just looking down the road. I think their financials look better if you take the long-term picture.
Keith, let's move on to valuation. How well will UnitedHealth stock do over the next 5 years? And how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and predict annual growth of between 10% to 15% over the next 5 years. As I mentioned earlier, I think UnitedHealth can easily fix its higher medical cost issues by just increasing premiums. I give it a safety score of 5, though, because of those uncertainties surrounding the DOJ investigation and political pressures on PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty close to Keith here. I also said 10.5. I've been asked about this company a few times this year, and I've been saying up until recently, kind of like, yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's probably an okay buy if you have a long time horizon. And I'm gonna get less wishy washy now and say I do think it's a good buy here for the next 5 years. which does not mean that there's, the bottom is necessarily in, because things could still come out of the DOJ probe. But I think it could possibly even top that 10 to 15% if they get their house in order. Gave them a safety of 4.5 though, because of the DOJ uncertainty.
Thank you to both Karl and to Keith. They've given UnitedHealth an all right overall score of 6.5 out of 10, with safety and management lowering the score. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Johnson & Johnson. Till then, Fool on.